Hey guys, welcome back to Let's Play Zelda Skyward Sword. Let's shut the door. Should have done this before the video. Hey, who's the worst in preparation? I am. After all, turn that down once again. Okay, first video in a while. Why am I here? Well, not to fight that guy. I'm just showing you how to get back to Lake Floria from Farum Woods. However, you could just go here. You just gotta talk to it, and then it gets open. But I never did that. However, what I never realized was that, remember that save point in the middle of Lake Floria, or river, the river, whatever? You can actually warp to that. There's one underwater that you can't warp to, but the one that was up on land, where the Goddess Cube was, you can actually warp to that, which I either didn't know or forgot. So maybe I underestimated this place. However, I will say, even though the area itself is still pretty disappointing, the dungeon that's coming up, that big temple, I am super excited for it now that I practiced for it. Yes, that's right, I actually practiced. I mean, one, because I didn't play in a while, but I wouldn't be practicing just any dungeon. I like that dungeon. I probably would practice any dungeon in this game, though. I did practice the Skyward Temple. I don't know why. I think my friend was here and wanted to see the game. I should practice all of these. I'll take any excuse to play through these twice, especially this one. The first 3 dungeons were good. I mean, especially, I really liked the second one. The third one was pretty good, even though I was ranting the whole time. So yeah, that's the thing. We haven't been in a dungeon in a long time. You know, not just like in game time, because we've had to do a bunch, but it's not really so much game time, it's real time. I'm pretty sure this is the Dungeons music that's playing right now. If it's not, then the Dungeons music sounds a lot like this. And it's not, you know, the kind of song that's going to be... It's not the kind of song that's going to be mega popular. You know, Zelda Dungeons really aren't like those songs. Zelda Dungeons don't have, like, catchy tunes usually. Like, full tones. Like, they have a lot of silent moments broken up. But, I mean, it's still beautiful. It's one of my favorite songs in the game. Oh, God. Are we ready, guys? It's not an easy dungeon, which is why it's good that I looked in the guy. I mean, it's not... even though it is a water temple, it's not like the other 3 water temples in Ocarina of Time, Majora's Mask, and Twilight Princess. Although, I don't know what's so hard about the Great Bay Temple. I never got it, why it's so hard. I mean, I played this... Oh yeah, that's right, we gotta, Oh yeah, there's rupees under there. I'll get them on the way out, I'm too excited to do this. And there's actually... You can, like, really get rich quick once you're inside, and I'll show you that later. Oh God, y'all. We get our epic entrance. This is not just one of my favorite dungeons in the series. It's not just my favorite dungeon in the game. It's my favorite dungeon in all the games. Yeah, the music's a little different, but it's... This is the Ancient Cistern, my favorite dungeon in Zelda. I like the next dungeon as well, like, a lot, but this is my #1 favorite dungeon, knocking off the Stone Tower Temple. Oh my God. The hardest thing when you're in a dungeon like this with a huge room that is pretty much like a big and wet version of the main room of the Skyview Temple, or the second main room. Skyview kind of has 2 main rooms. So let's examine. We have a big-ass statue. I don't know why I said that. We have some birds flying around. We'll deal with those later. We have a locked door right here, so clearly inside the statue is going to be important. We have a chain door over there. Now I'm going to show you the get-rich-quick technique. These things, I thought you had to have some kind of item before you could get them. because if you try to get them, you'll get sucked. But if you do this perfectly, and I actually did it twice on my first try, it's really not hard at all. But these are 2 silver rupees, which I think silver is 200. Is that right? Silver is 100 or 200. I don't remember because they really change it up in every game. But all you gotta do is swim straight at it and do that. You don't need any item or anything. I think it is 200. So what's 100? I know gold is 300. Well, 100 is orange, yeah. So silver is 200. It's always been. I'm gonna do a bit of sequence breaking, but not as bad as some people would do it in this dungeon. Basically, in the next room, we're gonna come up to a door that it has a lock on it. Oh, come on! I got one of those like before I started recording. I got it with the beetle. Wow. Yeah. Oh, one thing that hopefully I won't do, but be prepared if I accidentally press 1 to go to the map. Damn, my armpit itches. It's one of the most annoying places for it to itch. Anyways, you may have seen earlier, but the keys, the locked door, which is adjacent to where we entered, there's a sign next to it. Let's read it. Carved into the great statue are inscriptions of gratitude. They reveal the secret order of this temple. First the back, then the rear, then the back of the right hand, and finally the back of the left hand. Huh? Well, they're talking about this giant statue. And we have to look on those places. And remember the order of which they said them, because that's going to correspond with what we find. This isn't going to make absolutely no sense right now, but it will later in the dungeon. And I'm just sequence breaking, so I don't have to go all the way up to that point and then backtrack here. You see? Okay. I mean, it's the same for every game file, so it's possible to like skip this whole section and just skip right ahead. So we have something facing up. That's not just for decoration. It's highlighted up. It said rear, which is its butt, under here. Down. So remember that. Up, down. And then it had right hand, left hand. Now this you could figure out. You know, they weren't going to make it obvious like that, you know, right would be right and left would be left. They were going to switch it around. But since they said right first, well, it's actually, it goes back, it is right, left. I mean left, right. Because this is actually the left hand when you look at the statue. We're going to go all dyslexic here. But yeah, this is actually the statue's left hand when you think about it. But it's facing to the right, the thing. So, but left hand is the one we're supposed to face forth. So, okay, it's up, down, left, right. Yeah. It's up, down, left, right. But to be even more confusing, I'll go over that later. We'll save just to be safe. Because yeah. I didn't practice the whole dungeon. Maybe I should have just gone so I could have practiced the boss. But I got like all the way up to the boss key, which is good enough. Alright. So, you'll see there's a lot to do in this room. And by the way, that's where we just entered. I thought that was the door we're supposed to go in. No, but it's not. Get some chews here. Yeah, so you see we have a bunch of ways to go, but this is the only way we can go. It's a chain door, but they have they're nice enough to put the thing right next to it. 9 minutes, 7 seconds. I'm sorry, I like this place. I'm kind of just taking my sweet time. Now, I'll try to be efficient. Alright. We'll try to have a good 15-minute video progress. You know, at least get to that locked door. We'll see. This place is beautiful. Like, I love it. So, we have this room with the lily pads. Now, this is something that I'm pretty sure that Ego Raptor would like. See? Fi doesn't tell you this. I mean, I know I'm going against what I usually say, but I do agree that, yeah, the game does sometimes spell it out for you, but they don't hear. They tell you by, you know, having you jump down on these lily pads and saying, huh, when I jump on it, it flips it over. We'll remember that for later. No one told us. We learned by experience like that. you can do this and get around these spiders. That water geyser just lets us get out of this room, which we will need to do eventually, but for now we come to this. So I guess this is where you're supposed to come first. Yeah. So there's a 90% chance this is a type of key. Analysis indicates there's a certain order in which a gemstones for piecing it for must be hit. I recommend searching it. And by the way, Vi did not tell us that on her own. I asked her to. If she told us on her own, she would have popped out. I targeted and pressed down. And now to make things even more confusing, even though the order is up, down, left, right, you're going to be slashing your sword in the opposite direction. Now here's what I mean. Because to hit the upper crystal, you have to slash your sword downward, then upward, then to the right, then to the left. So it's all backwards. But if you don't let it get, you know, just try to be aware of what you're doing so you don't end up confusing yourself more. And then we get in this beautiful room. And, I mean, we're not even... And this, if you think this dungeon's interesting now, just wait. Listen, Skulltula's up there. Remember, we couldn't upgrade it all the way, but we did get the speed beetle. I mean, quick beetle. Just so we don't have to climb all the way up there. What happened there? Oh, I think I flew over myself. Yeah, there's really no point of flying all the way up there when we can just do this. Should have kept it in flight. Oh well. Well, actually, we're going to have to climb up there anyway if I want to be thorough. See, remember earlier, now we know we can jump on the lily pads to switch them out. Well, that spike side you can't jump on, but you also can't, it can also block underwater passages. So you might be wondering, why would I want to make it so I can't jump on it? Well, it's because you want to swim under there. You see there's a red rupee there. I don't know if you have to jump off the top. Yeah. I mean, I was going to say, could you just climb up a little bit and then drop down? I wasn't going to try it. And the other thing is over there. Meaning, we have to make a bit more of a running jump. And this is the one that takes us to a different room. We get a measly 3 rupees right here. Shouldn't there be something back there? I mean, I'll check it out, you know. We got no hurry. There is nothing here. I don't know. I pressed plus to go to the map. Wow. I mean, you would go from A to zoom in. It's right here, so there is nowhere. It's a mystery. So we do get another, 20 rupees. And, oh no, there's a fence. No, we can just do this. And be really good here and get all 3 in a row. Make sure you do have enough air for this, because you need some air. I'm going to get out of the water and grab the thing. Oh yeah, I did. You can quite get all the way. You did. So now we're up out of the water. And, oh, I didn't point this out, but there was a treasure chest. This is actually the room we were just in prior to the last room. So we actually went to the room we were previously in. Nothing new. But we got the small key now. But how do we get out of here? Well, I believe I said earlier, if you remember. Boko Baba. Oh, no, Boko Baba. This isn't Wind Waker. It's a Deku Baba. I don't know why I said Boko Baba. It's Deku Baba in every game. Except Wind Waker. Okay, so now, I mean, you want to explore, but you'll find that there's not much you can do. Because we don't have the necessary equipment. Alright, so I think that in the next video, we will open this door and see what lies beyond, inside this statue. Will it be interesting, or will it be boring?